They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Wins to throw on the first play from scrimmage. Complete, it's Dodson. Finding space at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And some room to work. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, 59 yards. And the Commanders are on the board first here in Vegas. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Tell you what, they're not messing around. You get the quick touchdown, and then you go for 2 to go up 8-0 here on the road.
In a sense, they hit him with a big shot right away. You don't throw a jab after you throw the haymaker, right? Go ahead and go for 2. They did. They're in control.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. Here's Bolden again. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Now they'll throw with Carr. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. So after the INT, here's Wentz. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
They'll try and throw for it. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. Buying time to his left. This is intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 39, Wentz. Throw right side complete to Dotson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. On 1st down, Wentz. Going right back to Dotson. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Wentz now on 1st down. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Now Wentz again. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this first half. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Now receiver in motion left. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Pass incomplete. The 3rd time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the 3rd.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for it. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's got room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now it's Bolden. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On second down, Jacobs. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing his car on third down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Now on fourth down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And the Raiders have got him. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks. We have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Bolden. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Carr now on first down. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. Now it's Carr. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Commanders force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him 30 yards there. Now the big play pushes him all the way out to the 40 now for first down. Throwing now is Wentz. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 60 yards. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. To throw is Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A final shot before half for Wentz. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Taken from about the 12. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Wentz now on first down. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll get this down to the 10. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll run with Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders have taken a 5-touchdown lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. Now Wentz. And he's got it. Touchdown. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Commanders have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. Heineke. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Carr. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Throwing on first is Wentz. That's Samuel, caught left side. Oh, he's got a little daylight wide. And out across midfield down to the 45. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. On play action, Wentz. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 45 yards. And the Commanders get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. Heineke now. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point.
And now here is another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. From the gun, it's Wentz. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. From the 9, 2nd and 5. Wentz. And it's caught. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Now Carr, gotta have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Throwing is Wentz. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Play action. Now Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Commanders continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. And now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. Throwing, Heineke. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to get this out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow. And now here is another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now Heineke. Dancing to his left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of.
It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this. And, my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Wentz to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. Completes it to Samuel. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. Off to Thomas on the left side. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Wentz. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to this.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over. And now
here is another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw.
He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Wentz now on 1st down.
Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Again, it's Wentz.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
To throw is Heineke.
Being chased out left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was